How is the story on microbes shifting from deadly to beneficial? Saya G answered this on the Functional Forum from Boulder.
Quickly, to go over some of it, you like that? This is like the least viral blog I ever published. I don't know why. I thought it was one of my best. The people thought it looked like sausages were in his body or something. But I loved it. I created it. I'm a graphic designer, but apparently a bad one. So this study came up just a while back, which I just love. And people who know me are so annoyed because I constantly talk about it. But so there's this big thing, right, about SNPs, right, single nucleotide polymorphisms, which confer a disadvantage because they can't produce certain things for you, or they inhibit certain things. So one of them is you can't produce the active form of folate, the 5-methylene tetrahydrofolate. So it's called the MTHFR genes that everyone is kind of freaking out about, maybe for good reason. But it turns out that this strain of lactobacillus, which is found commonly in cultured foods like dairy foods, produces that exact form of folate. So when I saw that, it made so much sense, is that you could have glacial pace evolution of your genome and then suddenly have the inability to produce folate be completely compensated for by just simply one strain of bacteria in your gut. So it's a really cool example, and we're going to get to some other cool ones, like superpowers. This one was sparked by Stephanie Seneff. We were kind of interacting because she had shown me a paper that showed that when they cultivated the guts of certain individuals, they found a wide spectrum of vitamins, as you know. One of them, though, was ascorbate. And I was like, really? I didn't think that was possible. Because humans supposedly have a genetic defect going back 67 million years ago, where we were incapable of expressing the gene that enables us to convert basically glucose into vitamin C. And this is a very important defect because Linus Pauling, of course, identified this as the explanation for cardiovascular disease, is that unified theory for him was that inability to produce vitamin C leads to inability to produce collagen to heal the blood vessels and then use cholesterol instead to keep you from bleeding to death, etc. So the possibility really inspired me because I did find the ascorbate, but we didn't find the mechanism. So I did a bunch of Googling and ended up finding this bacteria which has been found to produce vitamin C in the gut. Gluten-degrading enzyme study. As some of you know, I'm pretty neurotic about gluten, and I've been doing a lot to talk about the dark side of wheat, scaring people, I'm sure, but I was part of this meme because like the zeitgeist is everywhere in the world now, there's gluten-free options. I'm even annoyed when I see it, But so anyway, the truth of it is that there are 23,000 distinct peptides identified in the modern wheat proteome. So we talk about gluten as a monolithic entity, and it's actually very complex. As most of you know, if you can't degrade those peptides, they can be highly immunogenic. And celiac disease, of course, is the worst case example. Parts per million contamination can cause a cascade that could even lead to death, right? So this particular study isolated 94 strains of gluten-degrading bacteria in the guts of individuals, some of which could break down the very toxic 33-mer peptide, which we know is primarily implicated in celiac disease. So the point, of course, because I was like, wait a second, there's no way that you can adapt to consuming gluten, right? Because we went from the Paleolithic period, which is where the deep historicity of our genetic capability evolved, to the Neolithic transition of eating grains in city-states overnight. Like how the heck would you be able to adjust to that if you can't even produce those enzymes? Well, this helps to show why and how.
Thanks so much for watching, and for more great clips like this, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I've created a special free video just for you. It's called the 5 Steps to Becoming a Leader in Your Wellness Community, and it'll give you some of the starting points on how to position yourself as the leader in your zip code of your health community. All you have to do is click on the link below.